So I've now seen Cats. I went to see Cats the movie. I can't get over it. I actually went to the cinema, spent 2 hours watching this movie. But in fairness, it's my second favorite Cats musical. I've only seen two, but it's number two. But you can't really beat number one.
Hey, Duchess.
Yes, let's swing it, Thomas.
So Cats is about all the stray cats as they decide on a annual thing which cat deserves to go to the heavenly offspring set. They're never really explained. This movie doesn't explain shit. This movie's 2 hours long, and an hour and a half. The first hour and a half, nothing happens. Every time a new character gets introduced, we get a whole new song and dance musical number, but none of the plot moves along at all. Which, in fairness, this movie doesn't have a plot. Until it's like the first hour and a half, there's no plot, and then they realize at the end, oh shit, a movie needs a plot. So they try and come up with some mad, unrealistic plot for the last half an hour, and it comes out of nowhere. Like you get sprinkles of Idris Elba throughout this movie that kind of, in a way, is the plot, but it's not really a plot. It's just kind of a little snippet of a plot throughout this whole movie. So this movie doesn't really have a plot as well. It's a musical. The question is, how is the music? Very forgettable. I can't. All I remember is Memory, and that's just because I knew Memory going into this movie. Every other song I forgot. Literally, as the song was kind of playing, I kind of forgot what the song was about, who was the one, who was the introduction. Like the song with, I can't remember, Rebel Wilson. It was very bad. Her character was so irritating, so stupid. She picks up, I don't know if this was intentional, but she picks up a tale and starts singing out of it. I don't know if it was intended that this was someone else's tale, or if it was meant to be her tale and they just forgot, like, oh crap, her tail is actually behind her. But this kind of movie that I don't know if they were serious about that or they've taken the piss, because it was very odd. There's a lot of problems with this movie, like a massive amount. Like how cats, the way they look, it's horrible. I did not like the look at them. I don't like how it's their hands and their feet. Like if you look at their feet, it's very off-putting to watch their feet dancing around with cat bodies as well. It doesn't really look like their human feet. It looks like there was people dancing and they kind of got rid of the feet and then put in CGI feet, and it's very off-putting as well. Their hands are off-putting. Their entire faces are just really off-putting. Even though you can tell who the actors are, they look really, 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 really bad, and I just couldn't get over how bad the special effects were for this movie. Especially when the big thing about this movie is their special effects, and the fact that they kind of fall flat in the majority of this movie, it's not really a good sign. But my biggest compliment and my only compliment about this movie is I really hope they didn't intend to do this, because if they didn't intend to do it, it's kind of like, oh fuck's sake, another bad thing about this movie. But the whole background of this movie, it felt like it was actually a set of a musical. I don't know, I assume this was planned because it comes from a musical. I imagine that's what they planned. But I felt like, even though I was watching a movie, I felt like it was a Broadway stage performance. Just the way the whole set in the background, it felt like a set rather than an actual street, which I hope was planned, because if it was planned, this movie is a small bit better than I actually gave it credit for. So I was thinking it was like an F. I thought it was an F minus, but if it actually was a set, it's more of an F. So the fact that if this wasn't planned and if it was just really, really bad CGI for the background, then I kind of lost a bit of interest in it even more. But it's the fact that this was planned, fair play, because this is something I didn't expect going into it, and as I was playing out, I liked the way it looked. But our main characters in this movie, I can't tell you their names. There's no one that stands out in this movie. Only people who stand out in this movie are the actors, and just because I know who the actors are, not their characters, it's just their actors. Like I see, oh, it's Idris Elba, I don't know the character's name. Oh, it's James Gordon, I don't know the character's name. Taylor Swift, don't know the character's name. Jason Derulo, I don't know their characters' names. I couldn't tell you any of the characters' names. Like there's a magician, they sing a song and is constantly saying his name. I can't tell you his name. I couldn't tell you a single person in this movie's name. And the big thing about musicals, when I leave them for the cinema, I immediately kind of listen to the soundtrack. So if you look back over throughout the years, 2016 we got La La Land. As soon as I left the cinema, I listened to the playlist. Greatest Showman back in 2017. As soon as I left the cinema, I listened to the playlist. And then even A Star Is Born, which isn't a musical from last year, but as soon as I left it, I put the playlist on. Even all the Disney movies, as soon as I leave them, I put the playlist on. I haven't had any ambition. Like I seen this movie 2 days ago. I haven't had any ambition to put this playlist on, because I don't care, and none of the music stood out to me. Which, when it comes to a musical, it's kind of a disappointment that none of this music stands out to me at all. Which is one of the main things about it's a musical, especially this movie, where a majority of this runtime, like it's 2 hours long. I say about an hour 35, an hour 40 of this movie was people singing. And the fact that no song actually stood out to me, that's very, there's something wrong there. But in my cinema, there was me and two other lads about my age, and we were all laughing our heads off throughout this movie. And it's not the part, like, there is some jokes in this movie, but when they make a joke, it doesn't land. None of the jokes land in this movie. We are more laughing at how ridiculous this movie was and how stupid a lot of the characters were, especially Rebel Wilson. When she has her big song and dance moment, I was laughing my head off. When Ian McKellen, Sir Ian McKellen, when he's walking around and he's kind of hissing like a cat, I was laughing my head off. Just how weird and how stupid they thought all this was a good idea. I don't understand how someone thought Cats would make a good movie, because I've never seen the musical. The musical could be amazing, but the movie, it was horrible. I have no ambition ever to go back and watch this movie again. But in summary, would I recommend you to go see the movie Cats? No way in hell. You should not see this movie. It is horrible. Don't waste your time. Luckily, I'm an unlimited member, so it didn't cost me a cent to see this movie. This was my second time trying to see it. I went to go see it a week ago. I sat in my seat for 5 minutes. I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? So I got up and left, and I kind of got my strength back. I'm like, okay, I'll go see Cats, and I regret doing it. So do yourself a favor. Do not see this movie. It's no good. You don't even, if it comes on Netflix, I wouldn't even watch it. If someone gave you a disc for free and said, watch this, I wouldn't watch it. There's no way, any circumstance, I would not say watch this movie, because it is absolutely terrible. But if you like this review and you want to see more reviews just like this one, mostly I do have a bit more positive reviews. This movie, I did not like this movie at all. But if you want to see other positive reviews, I got loads of them. So if you want to see all that kind of stuff, click that subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.